about his mother and how he feels about her. This one's called Flume, and it's by Bonavere. Thank you.
Thank you, Darian. And we have lots of music today. We have Darian, and we had the 360 band open up, and they're going to be up here in a little while. And then we have Judy at the piano. So lots of good stuff today. And if you're new with us today and would like a packet for our center, you can get one in the back of the church. And we'd be glad to take you on a tour of our grounds as well. But I'd like to thank everybody in service. We have the sound booth team, the ushers and the greeters. And then we have our social hall. We have the kitchen cookies, in there. But we have a lot going on today, so I'm going to kind of speed through some of the announcements. But if you could silence your phone or device, we would appreciate that during the service. And then, we had an incredible annual rummage sale over the weekend, but actually it was all week, worth of effort. And so I'd like Diana Wolfstead to come up and, what we're going to do first is sing the children out to the to the cottage. Diana, you can go out there. No, you don't have to go out there, but you can come up here now. So Diana's on deck. But while you're doing that, wave to the camera. So we have a lot of people online, and not just live, but also during the week. They watch our service. They're scattered throughout the audience and the world. So it's everywhere. And we do this for all the children. Such a perfect song for Mother's Day as well. As we think of the children and we think of the mothers and the mothers' mothers, and on. And you're going to hear more about Mother's Day in just a little bit. But we have some, Diana, if you want to come up and talk about our incredible success of the annual rummage sale.
Oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot begin to thank every individual that helped pull off this amazing rummage sale fundraiser for us. I told you a month ago it was our biggest fundraiser of the year, and by golly, you guys stepped forward. I listed this morning, there must have been 25 categories of helpers, from cashiers to 2 men in a truck or 3 men in a truck to those who priced and sorted, the cooks, the advertising, the man who danced jollily on the corner with the 50% off sign. And those who showed up at 1 o'clock yesterday and lickety-split, we were cleaned up in an hour and 20 minutes. We brought in gross over $8,300. We have to pay sales tax and we pay for our ad, but it's well over $7,500 to run our center. So thank you.
And now we just add a special thanks for Diana and all her list. I can't tell you how many times people would say, well, go ask Diana what to do. What's next? What do we price this at? And sometimes some of us would just fake it and act like we're Diana. But you know, the other wonderful thing about this event is it's not just about the money and, you know, and all the people who are helping out, but it really does invite a lot of people from our community into this center. And they look forward to it every year. There's a number of folks that have it on their calendar looking for our rummage sale. And the people appreciate the grounds and the building. And so it really is a community builder as well as a fundraiser. So once again, thank you. And so we have some other announcements. I'm going to go through them fairly quick, but one thing I just really did want to point out is, you know, every year the Civic Auditorium has an event where they invite different vendors and churches and organizations to support the unhoused, or some call it homeless, but there's different terms. And so there's all kinds of events set up, for that purpose. And it's going to be Monday, May 20th, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And so what we're going to do, like we did last year, is we're going to have our own little, I always think of WKRP, where they had their little lines around their space, but we'll have our own area and a booth, and we're going to set up a couple tables and some chairs, and we're going to have our Shoes for Souls there, and socks, and some flyers and information about our center. So we could use some help in two ways. One, you can sign up for a shift, and Susan has the list of available times at the board desk. And so you can do in half-hour increments or 1 hour, but throughout the day, and I think it's from 8:30 to 2, we're looking for volunteers. And then this Thursday morning at 9 a.m., we're going to, in the social hall, I've got a lot of shoes that need to be sorted and make sure they're in pairs and they're clean, and if we can, we try and mark what size they are, women's versus men's. So if you'd like to meet me here Thursday morning at 9 a.m., we'll get the tables all set up and we'll sort shoes. It'll be fun, and then Monday morning we haul everything down and we are participating in the event. Some of the other booths there, like last year, was really touching. There was one where they could get their hair washed and get a haircut, and there's food available for people. So many different things available. It's really heartwarming. We have the Essence of Science of Mind class today with Dr. Mary at 11:15 or right after service, and she'll share the history of CSL and our center and what it means to learn about this place if you are thinking about becoming a member or just an ongoing participant here. We have Sacred Sisters in the men's group, Monday, May 13th, 7 to 9 p.m. Here at the center, a new class by Sue starting Wednesday, May 15th, 7 to 8:30 is Dharma, Finding Our Way. And so this is a continuation class, but also it's a new book, so it doesn't mean you have to continue from the last book. But it's going to be online, Zoom, and also in person in the social hall. And last time we had 18 people participating, whether it be Zoom or in person. So it's an in-depth journey into the spiritual concept of Dharma. So they'll reference the work of Simon Haas in his book, The Book of Dharma. And that's available online. I don't think we have it here, but you can get it through Amazon and different places. Crystal Bowl's Sound Healing Bath is this Friday coming up, 6:30 to 8 p.m., and that's here in the sanctuary. We have Dancing with Spirit with Dawn Craffle, Saturday, March 18th, another very popular event here in the sanctuary. Chairs are all cleared out, and it's a beautiful way to experience dance in a spiritual way. And Dawn, I heard incredible reviews about the last time, and so we look forward to it again this Saturday night. So you can read about it, and Dawn's here today if you want to ask her questions about it. Dawn, you want to raise your hand? That's Dawn's hand. So then we have, Reverend Lisa Carson will be here next Sunday. I think many of you have heard her before. She'll be speaking about, seriously, don't take life so seriously. And it's a play shop with Reverend Lisa Carson in terms of a workshop, but also her talk at 10 o'clock. In Shasta County, I read about that. And then we have Connecting with the Hope Band coming up on May 24th. So if you've been participating in that again, you can, or if it's new to you, We show up at 8:15 Breslauer Lane, and we bring cookies and shoes and socks and so forth. So, and then we have Speaker Truth, Poetry and Prose. Steve, I guess I better sign up. But that'll be on that Friday night, and that's with Shem Smith. And, you know, we haven't been getting a lot of people, but I tell you, every time it's just, you walk away just amazed at the talent that we have within the center. The poetry and the stories and the music and the sharing. If you want a fun evening, you know, just come to that. It's beautiful. Well, wasn't so quick, but anyway, that's our events coming up, and I'm really excited about all of them. And so now we have some special announcements by Reverend Sue.
Looking at all these mics, I used to be so intimidated by them. Look at me now, Mom. I'll take this one. Okay, so one of the first things I want to do, I'm very pleased we have a new member that we are welcoming today, Lauren Payne. Were you able to, yeah, come on forward, hon. This is, yes. I know it's an obstacle course, but we welcome you. We welcome you, and you've come on such a beautiful day. And here is a membership card and a letter from us, and an opportunity for you to have a welcome treatment or a prayer or anything that you need to support you on your journey. And we all raise and praise her right now, everyone. Just, wow. Thank you. Just thank you for choosing to join. Now, the other announcement, I'm going to invite the 360 band up. And I've been holding myself together for this for a long time, and now I'm cracking. I'm trying my best not to cry myself. But I would like Claire to bring this special woman forward right now. And I would like the practitioner unit to come forward. And Susan, please come forward. Susan.
Take the headset off. She's got
This is a surprise to the special person. And she's taking her hearing device off, so she's not going to hear a darn thing. So, yes, so we'll keep that sense of humor. One of the things about Shirley that she's been very humble but very honest about is her hard of hearing. And we haven't ever laughed at her, but we've laughed with her in those moments where she just smiles at us as we're all telling her, it's your turn, and she just smiles. Because you take that headset off and you don't know what's going on. Right? Yeah.
Who are you talking about?
Who are you talking about?
It's not an easy thing to get in when you're not.
Yeah. All right, so what we have going on is a special tribute to our Shirley. She came to me a few weeks. She came to me and she said, she's done this about 4 or 5 times, I think it's time I retire. You guys can be seated. And I'd say, oh, Shirley, we'll make it all happen for you. We'll make the service around you. Because I didn't want to face this moment. She has been by my side through her training, through every class I've ever taught, through every women's retreat. She is my divine mother image, and I have loved her to my very core. And so a unit without her feels like I'm losing part of myself, but she'll still be here. But she said it is time. It's time. I can't hear very well, and I don't want to make an embarrassing mistake. So, remember one time when I said, wouldn't it be wonderful? So, Susan, where are you? Here, come on. You describe what we have.
Oh, well, yeah, at one point, Reverend Sue mentioned, wouldn't it be wonderful if we had a collection in writing of Shirley's spiritual mind treatments that she has so selflessly offered week after week. I know Shirley as a friend. I know her as a beloved elder in our community who inhabits joy, gratitude, humble, selfless service. She is joy in action without questions or expecting anything in return. She has been a great friend to me. She is filled with wisdom, and I love her so much. So we put together some of Shirley's spiritual mind treatments that she would like to offer. And I would like you to know that with every fold, cut, stitch of this little booklet, it's infused with the collective love and energy and one spirit that we all share. So we honor you, Shirley.
So there is a little bundle here. Susan, if you want to hand those to Shirley, those are for your family. And the rest, we're taking a small donation for them. We'll have a basket up here, and it goes to our practitioner fund. It's something that Shirley, when she knew that this might happen, it was her desire to place the funds in the practitioner unit. So we thank you for that. So now this song is a tribute to you, and your loving unit surrounds you with the loving arms of the divine. So here's your song.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Shirley comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Oh, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Oh, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Yes, let it be, let it be, Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Shirley comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Yeah, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Oh, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Oh, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
I didn't catch everyone I know, but I have a card for Shirley. If you would like to sign it, I'll be in the back afterwards.
Okay, if you see a missing hearing aid, it's hers. It's about to fall out of her ear. I'm worried about it. I want to say one more thing, and that was, I was letting my daughter know, Lindy, that, you know, what the setup was for today. And I said, it's a special honoring of Shirley. And she goes, oh, by keeping this so quiet, I forgot to tell her. She goes, oh, what's with Shirley? And I said, she's retiring from being a practitioner. And she said, oh, I will miss her prayers. So we all will, and they'll. What's that? Her individual treatments. There's something about she's never missed a meeting. She's never missed any of her calling, and she's just really someone to live up to. So we bow to you, we thank you, and we will forever, ever appreciate you. God bless you always.
So I'd like to invite Lori up to do the reading. Following that, we'll have an invitation of the bell, and then no pressure on me, I'll get up and do the prayer instead of Shirley. Usually when I'm up here on the podium, Shirley's the one doing the prayer. That's sort of how we worked it out. So I'll do my best, okay? So here we go.
Oh, sure. I get to follow this lovely thing. I'm so happy. Okay. I just want to take the moment, just real quick. I see two of my favorite people here today, and I just want to say happy anniversary to Rob and Christy Patari. So the first part of this is from Evan Hodkins, School of Alchemy. The quality of God that gives of itself, nurtures life, and holds everything together is pure love, unconditional love, And the model we have been given for this way of loving and living is motherhood. The only thing that gives us a chance to love as God loves is the fact that the feminine is within us, all of us. This is the magic of motherhood, of the Divine Mother. The feminine liberates us from our prisons of feeling separate from one another, of living in fear and judgment. That's why we call it the Divine Feminine, Divine Motherhood. A mother's love is so complete, so nourishing, it can only be God loving through them. As we invite the bell this morning, it is dedicated to all our mothers, with us now or in the eternal, for those who are mothers or who have taken the role of a mother figure, for those who could never bear a child. Take the pause of time right now to remember the best of motherhood and know together we are so blessed by the Divine Mother in us all.
Please join with me in knowing that the pause after the last bell reminds me of going deep, deep within my soul. And within that depth, I recognize the one love, the one God, always present, available and flowing through each and every one of us, as us, in the most beautiful expression. And so I know that within the spirit of love and the spirit of the one, there's a divine feminine aspect, a feminine and a masculine. And so we recognize and we bless the feminine within all of us, within each and every one of us, knowing that the divine feminine leads us on a path of warmth, respect, courage, and deep love, and a caring for all. And so I know in today's service, we allow that energy to rise up to the top, and we are open at the top to hear the message of Reverend Sue as she speaks her truth, her wisdom, as presented to her through her own introspection. And we know in today's topic of led by values that is the core of who we are, that we are an individual with values, deep spiritual values. And I know that through today's service and through this community that we rise up and recognize those values to be strong and most of all, who we are. So I give thanks for today's service, for the honoring of this community, and knowing that we are led by Spirit and by love. So I give thanks and I release these words and this truth into law, and together we say, and so it is.
I think I've got it together. Thank you. So we've been finding our way. That's what we're doing this month, hand in hand and heart to heart, as we dive into today's topic about being led by our values. And I have, starting off, a quote from one of my favorite teachers, Mahatma Gandhi. And I've heard this particular quote said in so many ways by many faith leaders. So keep your thoughts positive, because your thoughts become your words. Keep your words positive because they become your behavior. Keep your behavior positive because that becomes the habit. Keep your habits positive because they become your values. Keep your values positive because your values become your destiny. So that's what we're focusing on, a value-led life. That's our lesson today on spiritual living. And there are lists of values that some of you might have received in the doorway, or you can pick them up at the board desk. And these are the list of values. There's a lot of them, and they highlight what we all consider to be important to live a good life. So it serves us well to evaluate that list on occasion and to validate where our own alignment is with life principle. This list can be influenced, as we all know, by what others have expected of us. So we have to really get clear on when we're browsing that list. For example, our mothers could have influenced us, and we could think that just by downloading their lectures, that's our value, but maybe it's not. So it's important to revisit it. And when you come down to self-actualizing, which we talked about last week, that is understanding, well, what is my core values? What do I stand for? What do I stand for in these different times that we're in throughout history? Where are we now? And what have we chose to live by that's going to make the strongest difference? So we look through that list. And what you do with that list is you tick off the first 20 that kind of pop out at you. You can go through that list like I did, and pretty soon I had ticked off about 40. And I thought, no, I got to... Because the deal is you do 20 and then you narrow it down to 15. Then you look again and you narrow it down to 10. Then you look again from those 10 and pick 5. So I started bargaining with that list, barking at the list, bargaining with it. And I tried to say, oh, well, I think this value merges with that value, so I'll pick this one to include that one. So I was like cheating, just so I could get them all in. But it really, when I was done with it, and I revisited and I sat with it, I really sat with it, and I thought, this is me. This is me when I am reacting to anything that is other than these 5 core values. It's me when I'm upset, and it's me when I'm at my happiest. So I thought, I learned so much just narrowing it down. Because I realized, at times I get not a heavy depression, but I get into what Charlie would call a mood. Let's just leave it at that. Because I do have a really good life. I have a life where my children are healthy and my grandchildren are healthy, and that life is good. Life is good. I'm in a great relationship. I have absolutely wonderful friends. For all my life, whenever it was, what's the greatest thing that you have seen in your life so far? Every decade, it's always been my friendships. The friendships I've been able to cultivate in this life are so incredibly wonderful. Because there's, sometimes I pass people in their relationships and I'm thinking, I'm glad that one's not in my life. But I don't have that. It seems like I have had wonderful experiences with long-lasting friendships. But then I'm going to go back to talk about what happens when our core values are threatened? What happened to me when my core values, when I'm challenged by a life situation, my little contentment bubble that I just described to you just pops. My little safety net of what I value begins to get blurred when that pops into the disappointments of failing myself and failing those around me. And then I can't even define the pieces that are laid out before me. I start to grasp and I get insecure. I don't know if you can relate to any of those moments in your own life, but Gary Zukav, he wrote The Seed of the Soul, and he said this: if you attend to the negative aspects of life, if you choose to focus all your attention on the weaknesses of others, on their faults and shortcomings, you draw to yourself the lower frequency energy, the currents of disdain and anger and hatred. You draw that to yourself. You put distance between yourself and others. If you choose to focus your attention on the strength of others, on the virtues of others, on the parts of others that strive for the highest, you run through your system the higher frequency currents of appreciation, acceptance, and love. I love that. I love it. We know it. But the way he steered us through that, so this also speaks what happens when you focus your attention too much on your own faults and weaknesses, okay? So really take a deep dive into what you're doing to yourself. So when I have those darker times, I really have to pull in. I have a corner in my room. It's like, go to the corner. Okay, I will. I'll sit until I get my head back on, my heart back in the right place. Because I have to separate from any kind of sticky mess that I find myself surrounded in, and I realize the sticky mess needs my understanding, and I need to retrieve from the stickiness my core values. And when I can wrap myself into my core values again, I am healing. I can feel it. I can feel the soul strength returning. And I feel my core. I really do feel my core. And then I think, okay, I'm back, I'm here. So last week we talked a little bit about exploring your inner landscape. And in so doing, that highlights our values that we aspire to. And it helps us to see, where do I want to live from? What is my choice here? And why the discontent? Why does this discontent show up and seem to shape me and get my attention? What is here for me to know, And in your journey, for you to know. It's not about the other, it's for you to take on. This is aligning with our true self. So when we get cornered, just remember, you're not a bad person, because our behaviors and our responses will depend on the situation at hand. If a dark, shadowy experience is brought up, and what we've talked about many times, an unaddressed samskara, an unaddressed memory that has been blindly stuck somewhere inside of your being because it was too emotional, something embedded within you that you didn't quite have the wherewithal at the time to deal with it, it's the shadow. There it goes. It gets tucked back in there deep. And that's what gets triggered. It's an innocent awakening. It gets triggered. Now, the stress response that we feel is returning us actually to a basic survival mode. We react instead of respond. We know that about ourselves. Now, trauma therapists have referred to this as the amygdala response, that part of the brain, that reptilian part of the brain that's just, it could be just happy, going on happy, and then all of a sudden it just blinds you. You're just stunned, and you don't know what to do with that. It can blind you just temporarily, though. It's just helping you reset. Just remember, it's temporary, and it's helping you get out of harm's way. So when we allow ourselves to just go, okay, I'm processing this, we refocus our attention, we go to our own corner, and allow our energy and our attention to help shape a more skillful response and behavior. Again, returning to embrace your own values and your own passion for life. I see it as a return to the light that appeared to dim just situationally, but it was always there, and it was never extinguished. So Michael Beckwith, many people know who Michael Beckwith is, Dr. Reverend Michael Beckwith from the Agape movement. I like what he says here. As the alchemist of your own life, find a bit of the frequency you want to experience and place your attention there. As it becomes your perception, live from there. Very similar to Gary Zukav. And then here's our Earnest Holmes, founder of our philosophy. Releasing the weight of past limiting beliefs and judgments frees us to rise up in faith, which is a mental assertion elevated to the plane of realization. So powerful. Seems so easy when we're not in it, right? So just remember that this is on YouTube somewhere, and you can go along, what was that thing she said? Because I'm in it now. Because Eric Butterworth, he is a wonderful unity minister of New Thought. And he said something about it's your hidden genius. Yeah, that's nice to consider that inner knowing inside of us. And that's what's revealing itself, our inner genius. We return to a commitment and a discipline to choose to live according to our spiritual understanding. So since our birth, I really do believe, this is my own belief, that we have been set on a course of self-discovery. And it can consume us to understand ourselves and our role in the world at large. So we're focusing all, as we move through life and the different situations, our life energy is moving towards the passions that get our attention. And maybe without even realizing it, we were always led by our core values, even in our innocence. So our happiness, as mentioned earlier, is also aligned with transforming our awareness to discover a foundational truth of our experience up until now. And I say up until now because your values will shift and change, wax and wane. Other ones will appear stronger at a different time of your life. They're all there. That list it makes a beautiful human being. And we're a part of all of that, many of us. But there are those that stand out the strongest. And when we discover that with a deeper revelation about who we are and how we are maneuvering and moving through life, we wake up and we're uncovering our hidden beliefs, which is so, so important. That's what practitioner prayer work is. We work so hard as practitioner in training and then as practitioners as licensed to hone in on our own hidden beliefs so that we can operate from a divine core of knowing our truth, your truth, so we can mirror into that. So recently I was listening to a Zoom call preparing those who are going to be panelists for the upcoming 5 practitioner students that I've been with for 2 years. The training was to let the panelists know how to steer through some of the questions and what to look for, what to watch for. But one thing that really struck me was a statement of one of the people on that call that's responsible for creating diversity and inclusivity. And she said, remember, we pray from our hidden beliefs. We pray from our hidden beliefs. I took pause with that. We pray from our hidden beliefs. And then I really sat and remembered the sacred calling. When we say, if you need prayer support, come up to the bell. We are here for you. Those that are licensed, have answered that sacred call. It's more of our responsibility, regardless if we have a reverend by our name, but to be a licensed practitioner is something that we hold with sacred heart. So I realized that how much we've had to clean up our own inner landscape in order to be present fully for each one of you in your time of need. We are shaping and exploring all the time our biases. And if you have not looked at your biases, oh my God, just look at that Harvard site that says biases. You'll find it. Just a quick Google. And then you go through those and you're going, oh, woo. Anybody watching me? I have a bias there. You might not even realize it. I remember in working with Shirley in one of our SAGE groups, and she goes, oh, I've got ageism. And I thought, that sucks. And then I thought, why are you saying that? We're doing all this work. And then she described it, and I got it too. I got it too. It just shows up. These things that sometimes until somebody points at it, we're going, oh, I have that to clean up. I have that to pay attention to. So I digress. We're all working to be a divine instrument, right? Every one of us, whether you're a practitioner or not. So going back to that quote from Gandhi, keeping our thoughts positive because they become our words. Keep the words positive, your behavior. Your behavior positive because it becomes your habit. Your habits positive because they become your values. And your values must stay positive so that you can live your destiny. Sounds so simple, Gandhi. What's the big deal? Why all these faith paths? So, we're choosing a spiritual life to live in alignment with what we know to be true, basically. And yes, we get disappointed in ourselves when we fall from that razor's edge. And the limiting beliefs that need to be revealed and healed will lead to a greater discovery, so don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of your own shadow. The compassion and the forgiveness of ourselves and others for unskillful moments are one of the beautiful healing modalities of your heart space. An understanding to know what is absolutely true for each and every one of us. Brene Brown, powerful work in this area. She says, integrity is choosing courage over comfort. It's choosing what's right over what is fun or easy. It's choosing to practice your values rather than simply profess them. That's the soul knowing. That's the soul knowing that is constantly stirring inside of you. It's stirring in you right now. And it's what is intuitively calling each and every one of you out. It's calling you out of your darkest times. Because your soul knows. It knows already your core values. You have set up a contract, I believe, with your soul to abide by the values that are life-sustaining to you. Ignore them, and you will suffer. Align with them, you will evolve, and you will shine, and you will co-create an experience from a grace that is what it means to truly know thyself. So how do we do it? How do we do this? We begin today, we can make a sacred contract with yourself, a covenant, so to speak, just for you. But it's shaped by the values that you aspire to authentically abide in. And it's, a covenant is something that helps define our own intentions and hold ourselves accountable. Another clever way, though, if the covenant word is off-putting to you in any way, the author, Karen Waldron, of our book this month, The Manifesto, what is it exactly? The Lightmaker's Manifesto. She calls it, she has a whole chapter dedicated to creating a spark statement. That's kind of fun, isn't it? Doesn't it? Covenant sound serious and Catholic. I don't know. But a spark just sounds like, oh, it's happening. I got the spark, and I'm gonna document it. So, because John Lewis said once, I believe that we're all a spark of the divine, and if that spark is nurtured, it becomes a burning flame. John Lewis. So we pay attention. We pay attention, as my message here today, to what are your passions in your life and what is lighting your fire. And remember, don't get influenced by thinking that you need to master every value on that list and then start living. Start living now. Be bold enough to see what really, really stirs inside of you and quit listening to the voices of your parents, your teachers, your friends, even the psychics. Know it yourself. Know thyself. They're all trying to help, but only you know what to do. It will only mean something important when you sense that personal connection at your heart level. So take time this week. I'm going to pay attention to my sparks of enthusiasm. I'm going to pay attention to what's passing through me. What is lighting my fire? What is inspiring my passion? And I'm not going to bypass that moment. And I'm not going to dilute it with old patterns of self-talk that just put me back in a box. We're going to allow ourselves to not be distracted by getting busy with mundane matters. We're going to realize, oh, I have a spark. Excuse me. I must withdraw. I must take note. I have homework. I have spiritual homework. And then we work it, we listen to it, we just start scribing it and informing ourselves. What is this that is moving through me? What is this that is informing me to listen, to witness? My greater good is about to unfold. Everybody out of my way. Right? So here's Earnest Holmes again. If you think of life as flowing through your every action, you will soon discover that the things you give your attention to are quickened with new energy. So know that it is the divine that is quickening within you. He also says we are thinking, willing, knowing, conscious centers of life. We are surrounded by, immersed in, and there is flowing through us a creative something. Okay, let's not put a religious word on it. We all know that's something when we are inspired. And the sum total of all our thoughts, our purpose, and our belief is demonstrated according to the sum total of that belief. And that was from the Essential Holmes, reminding us who we are. We want to harness everyone and celebrate what we desire the most, what we value the most. Truth is revealed, as I've mentioned, at a vibrational level. So watch for the goosebumps. Watch for the tickle in the tummy. Watch for the quickening of the heart. It's informing you, aligning you with your core. It will ground you. It will inspire you. It will enlighten you. And then, if you say, well, what's next? Grace. Isn't that lovely? Grace. Grace. You move with grace. You move with a holy sense of a being dwelling within you as you, just leading the way, leading your words, leading your heart. It's your spiritual unfoldment that we speak of today, and it's our practice, and we're growing together. We're all in this together, and we're learning together. And it's ultimately, we're allowing our personal passions to ignite our fire within. So the gift of the year is from Joan Chistiter. Not saying that word again. She says this: the very act of reviewing your own values stands as a marker for us all. It reminds us that it is possible to learn as we go through life. It is even more important to be open to doing it and willing to report it. Life grows us, life shapes us, life converts us, life opens us. As we age, to think differently even about ourselves. As we learn to think differently even about ourselves. So I'm going to invite our Judy up to play with a background for this. What I'm going to do as I lead you into prayer is I invite you, as you take your own personal time this week to explore the core values. But from Brene Brown, go ahead, Judy. From the Brene Brown's work, Atlas of the Heart. These are the places that we go when things are uncertain or too much. We get stressed, overwhelmed, anxious, worried. we avoid. We dread, we fear, and we feel vulnerable. The places we go when we compare is comparison, envy, jealousy, admiration, and reverence, or resentment. The places we go when things don't go as planned, boredom, disappointment, expectation, regret, discouragement, resignation, frustration. Oh, the places we go when it's beyond us, awe, wonder, confusion, curiosity, surprise. The places we go when things aren't what they seem. Bittersweetness, nostalgia, amusement, paradox, irony, sarcasm. The places we go when we're hurting. Anguish, hopelessness, despair, sadness, grief. The places we tend to go with others. Compassion, pity, empathy, sympathy, boundaries, suffering, comparative suffering. The places we go when we fall short, shame, self-compassion, perfectionism, guilt, humiliation, embarrassment. The places we go when we search for connection, belonging, fitting in, connection, disconnection, insecurity, invisibility, loneliness. The places we go when our heart is open, love, lovelessness, heartbreak, trust, self-trust, betrayal, defensiveness, hurt. The places we go when life is good, joy, happiness, calm, contentment, gratitude, joy, relief, tranquility. And the places we go when we're wronged, anger, contempt, disgust, dehumanization, hate, self-righteousness. And the places we go to self-assess, pride, hubris, humility, the atlas of the heart, the words of the readings of a powerful testimony to finding our way through the heart, through the one heart, the one love, the one truth, the one guidance that we all lean into. Wholeheartedly, we embrace this powerful oneness of knowing that we're all working the inner knowing of who we are. Everyone, as you silently pass them, and on a certain level, everyone is doing the work in their own time, in their own way, and through their own heart, and through their own faith. So we lay down our struggle with the other. We lay down the struggle with ourself. And we realize each and every moment we choose now to do the best that we can, to live the fullest of who we are each and every day. And we let go of the pettiness. We let go of the should-haves. And we stand stronger in a truth, grounded in the light of our core values. And we rise as spiritual humans, wise and loving and embracing all that is our ultimate goal. I give thanks for a community that continues to inspire one another, to inspire each other, to inspire ourselves, to continue to grow and never stop, to love and to forgive and to be the best we can be. Thank you, God. I release these words knowing it's the walk we walk. And together we say, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you for listening. And Judy, Darian, come on up. Thank you.
Goodness, today's a very emotional day today, huh? I was originally going to play a different song, but after listening to Reverend Sue's talk and just kind of realizing just kind of living by our own core values, and a lot of things can really shake that, like really anything. There was a song that I wrote about a year ago. It was after something pretty there's a certain word for it that I can't think of, but something pretty, I'm gonna say gnarly in place of it, kind of happened to me in my life, and it really shook up my entire being and my values, and I kind of felt like I had to restart from scratch. And it kind of was like, you know, standard relationship stuff that you deal with in your late 20s, but it was definitely something that I ended up writing about. And I really feel like whenever I'm able to write about those things, I'm able to let those feelings go, and I always feel so much more free after being able to just sing them, just because I feel like those emotions are being dealt with in a certain way. I don't have to feel them anymore. But then again, it also provides comfort for some people, because maybe they feel less alone in feeling that way. So this one, it doesn't really have a title yet, but hope you guys like it anyway. You're a song that I've sung a million times before, and I want that time back. Oh, I'm so bored. Am I a novelty to you, photo in your room? Am I a novelty to you, some skin that you can bruise? so much.
Thank you, Darian. Appreciate you sharing your heart. So I'd like to invite the ushers forward. Boy, what a beautiful audience today. So as we prepare for the offering, my heart is filled with love and appreciation, since what is offered here is my spiritual well-being. I'm filled with gratitude, knowing life stays in balance, for as I give, I do receive. So if you can join me in holding your hands over your heart and just knowing from the depth of your soul that we are so blessed, each and every one of us, for ourselves, for our mothers, for all mothers. And we are so blessed for this community and this center, knowing that every gift that's been given, whether it be through your time well spent, your prayers, and your gifts for financial good, it's all taken in to the depths of the soul of this center. And it goes back out to each and every one of us and into our community at large. So I give thanks for today, for this center, for this community, and for each and every one of us. I give thanks and let this go into law, knowing full well it is so, and together we say, and so it is. So we have a final song, and then we'll have Reverend Sue come up with some final comments. And there is a basket if you'd like to pick up Shirley's prayer book, and you can make a donation to our unit. Thank you.
Okay, I promise I'll do something a little less heavy this time. I just really felt Reverend Sue's talk today, and it just really hit me, like, really deep in my soul. I'm sure everybody knows this one. I've played it enough times since I've been here. Amazing Grace. I'm sure everybody loves that one.
Thank you. I want to remind you, the Essence class is following the service. Get yourself a little bite to eat. And if you need to sign the card, it's back there with Dr. Mary. If you need a prayer support, the team is up here by the bell. And there's a beautiful, Shirley, got to listen up here, Shirley. Here, guide her back there. There's a cake with her name on it. That got her lit up. That's so adorable. And these flowers are yours as well, Shirley, a gift from all of us to you. So those flowers are for you. Yeah. All right, everyone, have a blessed day. Celebrate Mother Energy and know that we're all love. How better is that? Okay, bye-bye.